Okay, so Binkley and Hurst canceled on me last night. I have to call them again. But I had my nephew working on this baler here yesterday, and I had to run to Tamaqua to get some parts, as you saw in my other video. What I needed him to do was make these all nice and straight and level across, so when they go to look down there, they're not all bent up and stuff. As you can see, the poly wind guards, or the poly pickup guards, they're in excellent shape. But because they just don't go out around, there's 3 of them that we've removed because A, we're either missing a couple of bolts, which I will have to go to Fastenal for. You can have them missing on the top but not the bottom. So I got that to deal with. I'll be screwing those in there. And I had to get the parts that I needed for the pickup. So this goes inside of the pickup tooth tine, and this goes, let's see, I'm going to crack that open real quick. Good thing I have teeth, right? So anyway, come on baby, this is the cast iron gizmo that goes on the back there, like so, that holds it to the tine bar, and these bolts. So these bolts are got this funny head on them, and you can get away with a regular bolt, machine bolt or whatever, but you have to actually cut the sides off of the head in order for it to tuck in there, and you see the angle and stuff there. So it's just easier for me to get them to give me these bolts or sell me these wonderful bolts that go in there than to actually to make them. So anyway, that's what's going on with this thing. I did straighten these out to the point where they're straighter than they were. I'm not happy with the way they look, but it's better than nothing. As you can see, I did get it bent back into that position there so that it's somewhat, where it belongs. The new baler is very, very different than this. It actually has a dual auger drive system on the New Holland baler. Heston's had it for a couple of years now. Well, actually several years. I think they started in 2008 with a dual auger system. I'm not going to buy a Krone, a Kloss, or a Kuhn baler. I've looked at all 3 of them. It's not the reliability of the Kloss, the Kuhn, or the Krone baler. It's the parts availability. I talked to a couple guys that actually had them here in the U.S. and they're like, oh yeah, they're great. They're great balers. They do the job. But when they break, you're shut down. So I don't want to be shut down. It's just not in the program here. And they're talking not shut down for a day or 2. They're shut down for 2 or 3 weeks. I heard a guy, he had the Big Pack, Krone Big Pack, 2 weeks before he got parts. And he was basically 2 weeks without parts. You're going bankrupt. I mean, you can't get your shit done. So those are out of the question. The New Holland baler, I really like the baler. This baler is a good baler. From here back. The baler's excellent from here back. It's this pickup that sucks. And that drive line, I talked to Steve at Snyder's, at Snyder's, Charlie S. Snyder's, and he says you're just going to have to work with this thing here. Apparently these holes here, I can actually move that and change the position of those holes, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but that'll change the pitch some more, and you can get it to work better that way and get that chatter out of there. Let's see, what's the other thing on this baler? Oh yeah, so you guys were talking about retrofitting the new header onto the old baler. Well, that was my big question for Messick's. They couldn't answer that, and couldn't answer that, and couldn't answer that. Well, they called back and said, no, you can't do that. Okay, fine, I can't do that. So I went up to Snyder's, and Steve Snyder said the same thing. I thought they might have been just lying to me because they don't want to sell me one. But Steve Snyder says, no, Wes, you can't. It just doesn't, it won't match up. Well, it won't match up because this part here is kind of the same, but it comes way forward because the other auger is like mounting another piece to here across, and that just won't fit up and under there somehow. So that option is off the table. The other thing I really liked about the new balers is the tire size. I always felt that these tires were too small. They're 550 17s. The new tires on the newer balers, the new style balers, are 545 22.5, so they're substantially taller. I was thinking about maybe even taking these off and putting those on, but that won't fit either. So no matter what I do with this baler, if I keep it another year, it'll be, if I keep it another year, it'll have a new header on it. Either just the backbone or the frame, what they call the frame, which is, God, what is that frame? $3,200 for the frame. And the reel is $2,200. Well, $3,200 for the frame is fine. I can just take that off. But that doesn't include any of the tin work. It doesn't include any of the reel or the stub augers. It's just the piece that's cracking apart. So, as you can see, I've cooked that one with a welder. You can see I added weld to it there. And yes, it was a MIG welder. On this side I did too. So I've got this one here pretty much under control as far as the way it was bent. But you see here, no welds on the inside of that. And I think that's what's causing most of my problem. So I've got it pretty well straight as it's going to get here. And I'm going to weld it there and make that stronger. If I may not. I mean, if I keep this baler, I'm not messing with it. It's done. It's out of here. I'm done with it. But if I keep this baler, the header gets changed. But if I get a right price for it, then it's out of here. So yeah, that's really it. And I'd like to know who did this to the baler. Over on the other side, there's actually a scratch in the wall, the side of it. I'm going to show you. Let me get around here. Right here. That scratch annoys me to no end. And I mean to no end. There's no reason for that, but one of the, well, I don't know. I don't think I did it. I don't know who did it, but whatever. Tim did it, right?
I ripped my pants.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm gonna show you something.
Turn around. I want to see your ripped pants. Where'd it hurt you? Oh, what did you catch it on the door?
Bucket.
A bucket? Well, anyway, so this one here is even straighter than it ever was, but this one will definitely need to be welded. If the guys give me the right price, then I will not even, I'll just weld it up for them or I'll forget about it. I don't care. But let somebody else deal with it down the road. It's not my problem if they give me the right price. But there's just a couple of things that are going to cause the price of this baler to go down. This is one of them. Cosmetics are very important when it comes to these balers. I don't like poor cosmetics, and this here, I did this. I was backing it into the building, and I hit a hay wagon that was up against the back wall of the building, and I bent it. So that's my fault. Does not affect the operation of the baler at all, but it's just one of those things that it happened. So anyways, thanks for watching this segment on why I'm getting rid of my baler.